I think we're live. Yay. Finally got there in the end. Hi guys, good evening. Hope you are all doing well. Oh my gosh, I've got to put my earrings in. Let me quickly put them in as you guys join me. Happy Friday. Hope you all doing well. Hope you had a fantastic week. So sorry I'm a couple of minutes late in joining. I got a new laptop, or new computer rather, and I was trying to do the live on there, but the webcam just wasn't working. So yeah, I'm back on my laptop. So hopefully next month when we do the live, I will be on a computer and I'll have a better webcam set up and you'll be able to see me better. And hopefully it'll be a better experience for you. But yeah, happy Friday. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you've had a good week so far. So as you can see from actually, in fact, before I go into that, let me know how you are, how your week's been, and yeah, what your plans are for the weekend. But as I was going to say, as in terms of the topic of today's video, it's Friday, it's payday for a lot of people, it's payday weekend. I didn't actually get paid this week, to be fair. I get paid next week, but I know for a lot of people, the majority of people, you kind of get paid the last Friday of the month. So I thought it would be quite fitting to have a conversation today about what to do with your money on payday. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not actually telling you what to do, but I'm just sharing a little bit about what I do with my finances on payday, and hopefully you find it helpful and hopefully you find it useful, and yeah, do with that information what you would wish. But just first up, I guess before we jump into the main meat of today's conversation, first of all, let me know who's with me, where you're joining me from, how your week's been. Just say hi in the chat so that I know I'm not alone and I'm not just talking to myself on the internet. But yeah, just a few things from me in terms of this weekend. Have exciting plans for the weekend, actually, guys. It's not really that exciting, to be fair, but tomorrow I'll be heading off to a car boot sale. So I haven't been to one of these in many years, but I've got a lot of clutter in my house, a lot of stuff that I want to get rid of, and I was like, you know what, this weekend I'm actually gonna go to one of these car boot sales and see how much of my old stuff I can shift and kind of turn that clutter into cash. And I was thinking of actually vlogging the experience. It's not the usual kind of content that I do on my channel, but you know, it's a new season. I'm trying to experiment, trying to do things that I don't usually do, step out of my comfort zone, etc. So I'm thinking, yeah, it'll be good to kind of share that experience and document it tomorrow when I go. So I'll let you guys know when that video is ready and you can kind of watch it and see how it goes, what I'm able to sell and what I'm able to pick up. Sorry. Thanks, Stephen. Good to see you back. Thanks for joining me. It's good to have you on my live. But yeah, so car boot sale tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Hoping I can get rid of a few bits and also pick up a few bits actually to add to my eBay store. So I think on my last live, which was 2 weeks ago now, I spoke about the fact that I wanted to get back into reselling and kind of, yeah, getting rid of old stuff and then also finding stuff at a cheap price and kind of reselling that as well. And that's been going really well so far actually on my eBay store. Like, yeah, I dusted that off and started listing things and I've been able to sell quite a few bits. Literally just had a sale just before I went live actually, so that was cool. Hi Deborah from Holland. Wow, that is so sick. That is one of the things that I love about YouTube, is the fact that you can connect with people literally all over the world. I'm here in the UK in London and you're all the way in Holland and we're here on live having a conversation. It's too sick. Thank you for tuning in, Deborah. How's your week been? How's your weekend plans? What do you have coming up? Let me know in the chat. And hey, Better You in Two, thanks for joining. Better You in Two, that's my husband. Thank you. So supportive. But yeah, that was a little bit of an update in terms of my plans for the weekend. And yeah, I definitely want to share that information with you, or like document that experience, do a vlog type thing, and yeah, share that hopefully sometime next week. Don't hold me to that. I'll record it tomorrow and then the video will come at a later date. Another update that I had to share actually is that I'm back on Instagram, guys. Like, I've been off Instagram since I started this digital detox. So for those of you new around here may not know, but in the month of August, I did a whole digital detox where I didn't post anything online. I wasn't online. I wasn't surfing YouTube, etc. In Instagram as well. I kind of stayed away from it just to kind of take that step away and just enjoy time with the family over the summer holidays. So my plan was beginning of September to go back on Instagram, and that didn't happen. And I only went back today, and we're at the end of the month. But yeah, I got a reel on there as well, guys. And the reel that I uploaded was so out of my comfort zone, not my usual style of thing at all. But what I really want to challenge myself to do as we approach the end of the year is just to do things that make me uncomfortable and push myself beyond my comfort zone, and not to overthink everything and take myself too seriously, because I think I do that quite a lot. And I think that kind of limits your creative ability when you overthink things too much and put yourself in a box. Yeah, we shouldn't box ourselves in, guys. Like, if there's something you want to do that you want to try, just try it. What's the worst that can happen? Like, I was having mad anxiety this morning before I posted that reel, and I posted it and the world didn't come to an end. Nothing happened. Had a few friends call me and message me like, what, Tolly, what's going on? What's this about? But bless them, concerned friends, because they know that's not something that Tolly would usually do. But I was like, you know what? I'm trying new things. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, and yeah, I feel so much better for it. So that's just my encouragement to you. Definitely step out of your comfort zone and do things that make you uncomfortable. What's the worst can happen? Nothing. I'm still here. I'm still living. People may have laughed. It is what it is. It's fine. Now that I've overcome that barrier, the next one I do won't be so bad, hopefully. We'll see. But yeah, Deborah said not much planned. Spending time at home with the family. It's been a busy week at work. Tell me about it. And spending time with the family is always amazing, to be honest. That's my favorite thing to do. Yeah. Those quiet, chilled weekends, I live for them because I don't have enough of them. There's always something going on and somewhere that we need to be. The right said, hey, Tolly, loving alive. Rach loves the hair. Oh, thank you, Jan. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's getting a bit old now. I need to redo the front, but we'll manage it. We manage it as it is. But yeah, other updates that I wanted to share is books that I'm reading. So obviously every month I read at least one book, hopefully 2 a month. Last month I read 2 and I shared those ones in the last live. Go and watch it in the description box below. It's not there right now, actually. I'll link it after this live and you can go and check out what I read last month. In fact, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram because I have a tracker where I track all the books that I'm reading, and then you can kind of check them out and see if there's books on there that you want to read. So far, I'm on, I think, like 15 this year so far, or 14. I can't remember the exact number, but each book that I'm reading, I share the information about the book on my own page. And what I want to do moving forward, I mentioned in my last live again, is that I'm going to be sharing video updates about those books, so kind of sharing reviews. That's it, book review. Be doing book reviews of the books that I really got the most value from and I really enjoyed. So like last month, one of the books that I read was The Simple Path to Wealth, and that was an excellent book. I definitely want to record a review and write a blog post about it. It hasn't happened yet, but it's on the to-do list. So yeah, I'll be sharing that in due course. But the book I'm reading at the moment, it's called The Science of Getting Rich. You can notice a pattern here with the books that I'm reading at the moment. They're all around money. And that's because, yeah, I'm always taking at least one thing from those books that I can hopefully apply, maybe switch up what I'm doing. And yeah, you never actually know it all. So just keep learning and keep developing. And that's why I read so many different books about personal finance. And it helps me to have more content to then share with you guys. Because as I'm learning and I think it's valuable, I then come back and give that information to you. So hopefully you find that useful. But yeah, so that's the book that I'm currently reading. Let me know in the comment section below what's currently on your reading list, if anything at all. If there's a book that you're currently reading, let me know. I can add it to my never-ending reading list. Like, I'm always adding books to this list, and it's like there's not actually enough hours in the day to read it all. But yeah, at least I know that once I finish these books that I'm on, there's always something else that I can check out. Brainy said, hey Tolly, hope your Friday's going well. Yeah, it is going well, other than the technological, is that even a word? Yeah, the issues I was having with my setup at the beginning. My computer wasn't working, so I couldn't do the webcam. So I'm using my laptop. The camera isn't as great as it is on a new computer. But hopefully next month when I go live, we'll be on a new computer and it'll be a better setup and a better experience for you guys. But how's your Friday going, Veronia? How's your week been? Let me know in the comment section below. Oh, Veronia, in case you guys don't know, she's a sorry, she's not a fellow, she's a female. She's a fellow YouTuber and content creator as well, and she does content around personal finance. Her videos are amazing too, so go and check out Veronia's channel because yeah, she's got really great content on there, to be honest, and she's kind of sharing her journey to financial independence as well. So yeah, we do similar content, and we've actually done a few videos together as well. Go check out the playlist on my page, which is called Black Girls Talk Finance. Yeah, and you can see us having some chats about different money topics. But anyway, I digress. Today's topic of conversation, she said, a tad tiring. Happy it's the weekend. Tell me about it. I'm very happy it's the weekend too. So yes, it's Friday. I feel like the older I get, the weeks just fly by a lot faster. Oh, actually, another thing before I jump into today's video, have you guys seen what's going on at the moment in the UK in terms of this oil crisis or oil shortage or petrol shortage? It's like crazy. I didn't really know what was happening. I was just seeing all these queues outside the petrol station. I was like, why is so many people buying petrol? It's only when I went to Google the news and I was like, oh wow, this is actually serious. Like, it could be, yeah, the lack of HGV drivers is kind of causing a ripple effect across so many different sectors. I know Nando's the other week, they ran out of chicken for the same reason, because of the supply chain issues. They weren't able to get the chicken to the different Nando's across the countries. So I remember I went to Nando's I was outside London, and we went to Nando's, and they were like, oh yeah, sorry, we have no chicken. I was like, that doesn't make sense. This is Nando's. It reminded me of when KFC had the same issue a few years back when they too ran out of chicken. But yeah, you don't realize the impact that these things have. So I was doing more research into it. I was like, what is going on? Like, why is there no petrol? And then they were talking about this lack of HGV drivers. And I was like, what is that? Why is there no HGV drivers? And apparently because so many of them left the country last year after Brexit. And like, was it like over 25,000 or something? People left the EU because of Brexit. So that's caused a big shortage in terms of HGV drivers. Then there was issue. They were saying that a lot of them are, I don't know the way to call, they're a bit older, basically. A lot of them get older and they retire, and then so a lot of them are getting older and retiring, and not enough people are coming in. So then again, there's a shortage there, and then we've got the shortage because of the COVID is, I shouldn't have said the C word, but because of that as well, that's causing a shortage. And I was like, oh wow, you don't realize the impact that everybody has on each other, like the parts that people play. Because you think, okay, key workers, you think like doctors, doctors, firefighters, etc. But you don't realize the significant part that every single person plays to kind of keep the country moving and the economy going. And it's actually mad. But that was just a bit of news that I read, and I was like, let me share it, see if you guys have seen anything about it, and see if you're panic buying. Are you like one of those people that are like taking those petrol cans to the petrol station and filling them up, because that's what people are doing? And I was like, let's not have an issue like we had last year with everybody buying out all the tissue and there was no tissue left. Now we're not gonna have no petrol and we can't get around. So I think, for now, let's let's slow it down a little bit. But anyway, today's conversation, we're talking about payday. Payday. So many of you must be so excited. It's payday weekend. For me, it's not. Like I said earlier, I get paid next week, but it is the end of the month. It's around the time that people get paid. And I know when this time of the month comes, it's quite easy to just, get paid. And you're like, that Amazon basket that I've had saved, waiting for payday to arrive, has been there like each day as the weeks have been getting closer to the end of the month, been adding stuff to that basket. And it's like, okay, payday, check out, let me buy all that stuff. But this video is basically just a little bit of I guess, not even advice, but just suggestions, friendly suggestions, because we're friends out here with it. And I've got your best interest at heart, etc. And it's just like, before buying all that things, before buying all those things that you might, want to buy, it's just a case of really looking at what you want to do basically on payday with your finances before, you spend it all, kind of thing, because we're all trying to, bridge that gap between our income and our expenses. And that's our opportunity to build wealth. So it's like, we've got income, we've got all these expenses. If we spend it all, then there's no money left to do the things that are actually important to us. So that's why I thought it'd be good to kind of share my payday routine. And hopefully it's encouraging to you, or I don't know, you take something from it. That's the hope anyway. But I'll go along. And if you think anything about what I'm saying, agree, disagree, have any comments, have any questions, suggestions, this is an open conversation, it's dialogue. I'm talking to you, you're talking to me. So this is a lot more of an interactive session compared to my usual pre-recorded videos where I just talk for the whole time and you just watch it and I guess comment at the end. This one can be quite interactive, which is really cool actually, because I've never done a video like this in this way. Usually it's pre-recorded and edited and just uploaded. At least now you can kind of ask me anything about what I'm saying as I'm going along, and we can have a bit more of an open conversation. So conversations about money, that is my thing. Oh, actually, before I go into it, I just had another thing that I remembered. Team Money Talks is coming back. Yay! So excited. It's been a while since the last season ended. I think it ended July, I want to say. Anyway, we're back next week Thursday at 8 p.m. over on Instagram. So I usually do the lives on Instagram on Thursdays and then upload it onto the YouTube channel like by the Sunday of that same week. So by next Sunday-ish, I say, it will be up on my YouTube channel. But next week, first episode is actually just going to be me by myself. I've done 2 seasons of Team Money Talks now. So we've had 24 episodes. The playlist is on my channel. You can definitely go and check it out, because I've had some incredible guests, like literally have been on the show for the first 2 seasons. And those whole 24 episodes, I've always had a guest on. I've never actually done a whole like half an hour session by myself. But remember what we were talking about earlier, where I was saying about challenging myself and doing things that make me uncomfortable, etc., stepping out of my comfort zone. just doing the episode by myself next week is going to be a challenge. But I'm up for the challenge. I'm excited, and yeah, looking forward to having a conversation with you guys next week all about it. So if you're not following me on Instagram, check out my Instagram page, because yeah, I'm going to post the flyer within the next few days, and then you're going to see kind of what we're going to be talking about on that first episode. And then yeah, going to be having amazing guests coming to have a conversation with me every week thereafter, talking about one money topic or another. But yeah, and Veronia said, looking forward to the next series. Can't wait to see the solo episode. I would like to say I can't wait to do it, but I don't know if that's true. I'm very scared. Even as I've just said it now, I had said already that that's what I was going to do for episode 1. But now that I've actually said it, I can't actually back out and like quickly get somebody to come and join me, because I've said it now. So yeah, but no, looking forward to it. It should be a really good conversation. So yeah, if you guys are free next week, Thursday, or please make yourself free, make time in the diary so that we can sit down and have that conversation. Getting paid only 12 times in 300. Come on, listen, Stephen Stone is talking, dropping some nuggets there. Sorry, he said getting paid only 12 times in 365 days is not our destiny. In Jesus' name, can I get an amen? It is so true. I remember I saw that post on Instagram a while ago, actually, and the person was like, you know, there's 365 days in a year. How are we only getting paid on 12? And when you put in perspective like that, it's actually mad. But yeah, that is the situation that a lot of us unfortunately find ourselves in. And if we know that that is all we have, like those 12 paychecks, it's so important to kind of make sure we make the most of those 12 paychecks and make that money work for us as much as we can, which is a perfect segue. So thank you, Stephen, into today's video for the 4th time. I think I've tried to actually start this now. But today we're going to be talking all about what to do with your finances on payday kind of thing. So with me, this is my payday routine and this is what works for me. Hopefully you can take some bits from it, apply it to your finances, or maybe, yeah, just be like, no, totally, I'm not doing that, or I don't agree with that. Let me know in the comment section. I'm open to feedback. Yeah, feedback is always good. Yeah. Oh, I did a post actually. Did I do a post? Or no, I mentioned in the video the other day about not growing from flattery, you grow from the truth. And yeah, so feedback is always welcome, bad or good. But yeah, so now let's get into it. First things first, payday has come, that money is on its way, and we're like, yes, I'm gonna be rich. I wish. But yeah, payday comes and the money's landed. You're like, okay, what should I do with that money? I think the first things first, what I like to do on payday, and yeah, I recommend everyone do, is actually review your pay slip. I think when you have a fixed income every single month and you know exactly how much you're going to be getting, sometimes you probably don't even bother checking that pay slip, because you know that you know exactly what you're going to be getting the same amount each month. But you don't know like what could possibly change in terms of your national insurance, your tax code, your pension contributions. Make sure that you're not underpaid, especially if you work like hourly, like work variable hours. Sorry, not knowing. Yeah, making sure you actually check that pay slip to make sure the hours that you've worked match the money that they're paying you. All of that is really important, because yeah, for me, in my first, I would like to say maybe 5+ years of employment, I don't think I even understood what the payslip was. Obviously, I knew what it was. Let me not sound silly, but as in, I never understood all the different parts of the payslip. It was just like, okay, let me look at that net balance. This is how much I'm getting. All right, cool. All the rest of the information didn't mean nothing to me. But then that's why later on down the line, I would get letters about tax rebates, because it's like I was on a wrong tax code, or I was on an emergency tax code for a period of time and I didn't even realize. And yeah, these are the kind of things that you want to basically look at. Make sure that you are on the right tax code. Make sure that you do make the right pension contribution. If you're not making a pension contribution, actually, maybe it's time to consider making that, because again, when I was first started working, pension contribution, I opted out of all of those things as soon as I could. I was like, no, I'm going to keep my money. Thank you very much. Give it all back to me. But I didn't understand back then about how money works, and the fact that I was missing out on all that free money from my employer, because they were matching my pension, even doubling it sometimes. So it's like I was supposed to put 3% and they would have put 6%. And I'm like, no, I'm not putting that 3%, and you don't put that 6%. So who's the one that's losing out, please? It's me. I'm there thinking that I'm saving my money when really I was losing out on my money, plus that money from my employer, plus that money compounding over the years, because they take that money and invest that in pension money. But yeah, it is what it is. If you haven't got your pension coming through, definitely subscribe to some kind of pension plan. Yeah, because yeah, it's free money, especially if your employer's matching. Definitely don't leave that free money on the table. But yeah, first things first, review that pay slip, review that paycheck. The next thing I've got, what I like to do is check my bank accounts, and I do that for a number of reasons. Number one, to make sure the money's actually been deposited, make sure it's come to the right place. There's no issue. I don't know they paid it into the wrong person's account, or I don't know. Thank God, there's never been an issue that I haven't been paid on Payday. But I do know people that have had issues like that, whereby they've worked the whole month and the company's gone bust, and then they didn't get paid on Payday. So definitely check, make sure the money has come into the account. Check as well for any unexpected charges and things like that. I like to do that on a regular basis with my bank account anyway, not just on Payday, but I do like to make sure that there isn't no rogue charges or someone doing 419 on my account. For those of you that don't know what 419 is, that's basically fraud. So yeah, just make sure there's no fraudulent transactions taking place on my bank account, making sure everything is tip-top shape and as it should be. Subscriptions as well, I make sure that there's no subscription that I was supposed to cancel, like there's free trials that I haven't cancelled. Because listen, not even too long ago, I'm talking a few months ago actually, I fell for one of those subscription things whereby it was free, but usually I'm good with the 1 month free trials, but this was a 3-month free trial. So it was like after 3 months you then cancel it, and I didn't cancel it after the 3 months, and I was charged. I don't even want to say how much I was charged, guys, because it was a madness. But it was like, let's say, over £500 I was charged because of that subscription that I didn't cancel in time. So it's so important to kind of check those things for subscriptions. Thank God I was able to get the money back, because I was not letting that go without a fight. I was like, listen, send me my money back ASAP, please. I can't take that kind of an L. But yeah, it's so important to check those subscriptions so that you don't end up in that kind of a situation. So that's definitely something I like to do on Payday, and just do genuinely throughout the month. Check those subscriptions, make sure I'm not being charged for anything that I'm not supposed to be charged for. The next thing that I'm going to move on to, that I like to do every month, and if you've been subscribed to my channel for any length of time, you'll know that this is something that I do every month, is budget. Create a budget. My preferred method of budgeting is the zero-based budgeting method, and that's just because you give every single penny and pound an assignment to do at the start of the month. That way, when the month end comes, you're not thinking, where's all my money gone? Because you've made a plan for it and you've been intentional with where that money goes. So that is something I do every month. At the start of the month, I review my budget from the previous month, and then I actually create a new budget based on what's happened in the previous month and what's coming up in that month ahead. So like, again, if you've seen any of my budgeting videos, you'll know I'll be like, okay, anniversary is coming up, birthday's coming up, Christmas is coming up, whatever the event is coming up, let me factor that into my budget plan for the month ahead. And that way I know exactly what I'm doing with my money for the month, as opposed to just, like I said earlier about that Amazon basket of things that I want to buy, instead of just going and buying it and then kind of dealing with all the other financial responsibilities later. It's like, okay, let me actually prioritize these finances, make sure that I have a clear plan as to where this money needs to go throughout the month. And in that way, there's no problems as the month goes on. I'm not like counting down the days to payday, because I've already planned ahead, so I know exactly how much I have week on week to spend, kind of thing. So zero-based budget is my preferred budgeting method. I have a link to actually my zero-based budget in the description box below, so you can check that out if you don't have a budget in template that you currently use. Again, it's up to you what method of budgeting you use, but I strongly recommend you get a budget if you don't have one, because I lived most of my life without a budget, to be honest. And since having one, it's literally revolutionized my finances, and it's just given me so much more control and power and peace of mind when it comes to my finances. So definitely zero-based budget, guys, or any budget. Let me not be too biased, but a budget is so important. Like, as adults, I swear they should teach this to us in school, like personal finance. Everyone should have a budget, everyone should have a plan for their money, and it just makes life so much more smooth sailing. So zero-based budget, that's definitely the next step, or the next thing that I would say do on Payday. And then we move on, to the next bit, and this is something that I've been trying to apply since I read a book. So this book is called The Richest Man in Babylon. If you know about it, let me know in the comment section below. Let me get a thumbs up if you know about this book, The Richest Man in Babylon, because that book, listen, was a game changer. There's a few personal finance books that I've read over the years that have really been influential to me when it comes to my whole financial journey. Obviously, I've spoken at length in the past about The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. That was the book that kind of helped me on my debt-free journey. But another book that's helped me, especially more recently, in terms of my money mindset shift, and just really understanding the power of money and the power we have with our money if we use it wisely, it was this book, The Richest Man in Babylon. And just in case you haven't read the book, I'll give you a quick synopsis. And in fact, actually, I did a book review on it, one of my few book reviews on this channel, which, again, if you go to my channel, you'll find it there, Richest Man in Babylon. There's a whole review of the book, kind of giving you a summary of what the book's about. But I'll give you a quick synopsis if you don't have a chance to check it out. But basically, the guy in Babylon, Richest Man in Babylon, who the book is about, these guys basically went to him to ask him how he was able to amass so much wealth. And this guy was basically, in today's day and age, what we'd call self-made. So he was self-made. So he went from not having money to being very wealthy. And they're like, how were you able to get so much wealth? And he was like, basically, I found my path to wealth when I decided, and I caught that revelation that for every money, all the money that I earn, a tenth of it, I need to save it. I need to keep it. Because when we get paid, a lot of people get paid. Everyone is getting money. Everyone's chopping from our money except for us. Like, you're paying your rent, you're paying your mobile phone bill, you're paying for your food. Everyone's taking from that money except for you. So he's like, he realized that when he started keeping a tenth of that money for himself, he was able to now start building wealth, because that tenth that he kept to himself this month is 10. Let's just say, for argument's sake, you've got 10 coins. One of those coins, you've kept it. So now you've got 1 coin. Now next month comes, you get paid. You've got 10 coins, you've been paid again. And you keep another one of that coin. Now how many coins have you got? Maths is not my strong subject, but I know that that is 2. So now you have 2 coins. Okay, month 3 comes along. You've been paid again. Now you've kept one of those coins. Now you have 3 coins. And if you keep doing that over and over and over again, you get to keep that money, and the money starts to grow. But what even makes it better, and how he was able to build his wealth, is that money that he kept, he didn't just hold it and keep it and bury it. That money, he took it and now was able to invest it. And then that money was able to make him more money. And that money made more money. And the money was able to compound and grow in that way. And yeah, that is basically the next step. And the next thing I would say on Payday to do is to pay yourself first. Pay yourself a percentage of your money. Like, make sure some of that money is yours to keep, for you to invest in yourself in whichever way you want to do that, whether it's educational investment, or whether it's investing in the actual index funds, or whatever it is, putting money towards your property, whatever you want to do. It's just important to kind of save a percentage of your income to put towards whatever that financial goal of yours is. And yeah, when I realized that from the book, I was like, wow, this is actually nuts. Like, I don't even know. It might sound crazy hearing me talk like this, but genuinely speaking, growing up, for me, money is to be spent. You have money to buy stuff. Like, that was the correlation I had when it came to money. Money is there to be spent on things. The whole idea, or the whole concept of keeping some of it and investing it and growing it, it's like, okay, no, I'm just going to buy whatever I need to buy with that money. But yeah, when I got that understanding of how money really works, and money only grows when you invest it and you don't spend it all, that's when I was able to now start paying off my debt, start building my savings, building my emergency fund, start investing, etc. So definitely pay yourself first. Like he says, a tenth, which is 10%. And if you're somebody that you can honestly say that saving isn't your strong point, or you're basically in that payday to payday cycle, whereby it's like you were just literally waiting for payday to come so that you had money to kind of get by. To go from doing that to now saying I'm going to save 10% every day is not realistic, and it's going to be very difficult to do. But if you say to yourself, I'm just going to start with 1% and I'm going to grow from there. So today I'm going to just save 1% of my, let's say, for argument's sake, £2,000 salary. I'm going to save 1% of that. So that's £20. I'm going to start with that £20 this month. Next month, I'm going to try and grow it to 2%. Now I'm going to make it £40, and then just keep growing it that way. So then by month 10, you've been able to kind of build up slowly to that 10%. And it might seem big to just start at the 10%, but when you're starting with the £20 in a month, you're like, okay, if I don't go to, I don't know, McDonald's twice, I'm able to put that £20 aside. Or maybe if I don't go out with my friend for dinner that day, I could even do double. I can go straight to 2%. And yeah, just doing it that way, you'll be able to basically pay yourself first and kind of have some kind of savings in place. So I think, yeah, that is so important on Payday, is to prioritize kind of, yeah, investing in yourself. Because the reality is we work hard for our money. Like, we actually work hard to get paid. So it's important that we get to enjoy some of it too. And not everybody else is just enjoying our hard earned cash. Do you know what I mean? Huh? Is this a joke? I can't even read your comment. Oh, I hope that you're just pulling my leg. But, you know, budget for fun, I guess. But I don't know. I don't even have a reply for that. The next one I've got, obviously, is pay your bills. Like, yes, we need to pay ourselves first, but then we do actually need to pay our bills. Like, that is important, because we need to keep a roof over our head, etc. We need food in the fridge. So yeah, it is important to prioritize paying the bills. And what I like to do is pay all my bills at the start of the month, to try and have them all fall on the same day, because that just makes it a lot easier to kind of keep track of where the money's going. But yeah, if that is possible, if you can make those kind of arrangements to have all your bills come out on the same day, which with most, so not even most, let me not say most, but with a lot of service providers, you're actually able to do that, like call them up and say like, I want my phone bill to come out on the first of the month or whatever works for you. I think doing that on a monthly basis just makes life so much easier. And another thing, when it comes to paying bills, a lot of my bills are automated, and if yours aren't automated but they can be, then definitely try and automate them as much as possible, because again, that makes life just so much easier than having to make 100 phone calls on that payday to kind of pay all these different service providers. There are bills, of course, that you're not able to automate. So if I take myself, for example, my son's nursery bill, I can't pay it automatically each month, so I have to make sure I like log into his account and make those payments on a monthly basis. So I like to do that again on payday, and then it's paid for the month until the next month I have to make that payment again. Then the next thing I would say to prioritize, in fact, I wouldn't even put that further down on the list because it's just as important as paying your bills, is paying off debt. Because I think like touching on what I was talking on earlier about the gap between income, of sucks that ability to do that, because it's like so much of your money is kind of already been taken away before you have a chance to kind of prioritize where you want it to go. So I think that is a really important thing to do, is kind of prioritize paying down that debt as soon as possible. So for me, a lot of you may know my story about the fact that I was in a lot of debt once upon a time, and I was subsequently able to pay it all off. And just by being intentional with aggressively attacking that debt, that's how I was able to become debt free. So really prioritizing, yes, it's payday, this amount of money I'm going to allocate towards paying off my debt. It might be a lot higher than the actual minimum repayment, but that is a good thing. Like if you can, once you've created your budget, you can see, okay, I've got an extra, let's say £200 left in, I'm going to put £100 to my investing in myself, like we mentioned earlier, and then I'm going to pay an extra £100 beyond the minimum repayment to now pay down that high interest debt. So yeah, really prioritizing clearing that debt will help you kind of free up more of your money to then in the future put towards your financial goals. But when so much of your money is tied up in repayment, it's so much harder to actually achieve financial goals. So I know for myself, there was a time when my debt repayments alone every month came in at over £500. So just imagine you've got paid and a big £500 of it goes straight away just to pay off debt. And that's how I was living for a number of years before we decided that it's time to actually tackle this debt head on. So again, if you're in that position and you are in debt, then yeah, I would say prioritize paying it down as much as you can, and prioritize it on payday. I'm speaking specifically about payday because that's when the money's in your account and that's when you have more opportunity to do more with it. But if you say, okay, now at the end of the month, whatever's left, that's what I'm now going to use to pay off that debt. The reality is other expenses are going to rise. People are going to call you. There's going to be a motive. There's going to be, oh, let's go here, let's go there, let's buy this, I need to buy that. And then before you know it, that extra £100 that you wanted to put on the debt has now gone and you don't have that money to put towards it. So that's why payday, I think, is so important to kind of prioritize these things when it comes to your finances. So yeah, pay down debt, definitely important. The next one I want to talk about, again, can be a bit controversial, but for me, I think it's so important to prioritize giving, because there's so much, like the way I see giving to me is just a really important thing to do. I think we're so blessed, and to be a blessing to other people is just such a great thing to do. I'm a Christian, so I like to give my tithe 10%. Again, tithe, I know it's a controversial topic. Some people like it, some people don't. It works for me, and it's been a blessing to me being able to pay my tithe faithfully. Like the more I give, the more I find that I'm being blessed financially. And that's not even a joke. And that's not to say that I'm giving so that I can be financially blessed, but genuinely the reward that you get, the satisfaction of knowing that you can be a blessing to somebody else is, it's amazing, to be honest. So yeah, I think giving is something that is good to kind of factor into the budget where you can. I'm not saying you need to give 10%, 1%, 5%, £5, whatever you can do. I think having that habit of giving and just being liberal is just, it helps you, I think, genuinely as a person. Val Smith said, a budget really helped me pay off my debt. Yeah, no, definitely. Me too. Like literally. That's why I'm always shouting about debt. About budgets. Like you just need to watch a handful of my videos and you'll know what I'm about. I'm about creating a budget and sticking to that budget. And the next thing in terms of this budget actually is allocating money for fun. So this was the last point that I was going to, is it the last point? Yes. no, one more point after that actually. But allocating money for fun, I think, is so important in that budget. So when you're intentional, I feel like when you're intentional and you say, actually, I'm going to give myself an allowance of 100, 200, whatever that amount is, and it's a specific intentional number that you say to yourself, this is my fun allocation. Number one, you can just spend that money without that feeling of guilt, knowing that this money should have been used for X, Y, and Z, or like you're spending that money knowing I've got all these debts that I need to pay, or whatever it may be. I think when you're intentional again with that budget, so it all comes back to having that budget and having an intentional spending plan for your money. Because when you've said, okay, no, this month I've done well, like my minimum repayments are £200 and I'm budgeting to spend £300 on making those minimum repayments, and yes, because I'm rewarding myself, I'm going to give myself a fun allowance of £100, so that there's a balance. And that way, if you're on a debt-free journey, for example, you don't feel bad, like you get to enjoy the journey a bit more. So if I talk about myself, when I was on my debt-free journey, there was no fun being had. No one was having fun in this house. It was just all about attacking that debt aggressively. But in hindsight, now that I'm out of it, yes, it's nice, to be fair, to be out of it, but I feel like it could have taken us a bit longer, so maybe an extra year, to pay off that debt. But then we could have enjoyed that journey simultaneously, as opposed to just suffering, all in the name of I want to be debt free. Like, I think there should be an element of balance. Again, I don't know if that's the right thing that I'm telling you, but I'm just speaking from my experience and what I think personally coming out the other side. I do think there should be a balance, because yeah, life is short, man. And yes, life is for living. So yes, you do still need to live your life and enjoy the journey. I know Dave Ramsey, if he was to watch this right now, he would be cussing me out. Like, what are you talking about? You need to suffer and pay off all that debt, because when you was enjoying, you didn't realize that you needed to pay this back. So yeah, but now I think balance is key on this financial journey, just in general. Like, yeah, being intentional, having a plan, creating that budget, budgeting for fun, budgeting for giving, automating it as much as you can. All these things I think are crucial to kind of do on payday. But yeah, that was literally my little payday routine. So just to recap, I guess we could just start from the top and I can just give you a quick rundown, because usually my videos are not scripted, but they're edited, so I could just get through the points quite quickly, and you'll be able to understand me a lot more, whereas now it's more free flowing. So I hope it kind of all makes sense, and yeah, you're able to get something from it. Let me know in the comment section below if this is helpful, if you're understanding where I'm coming from, you agree, you disagree, what you think of what I'm saying, is it valuable, is it not? Feedback is always good. Like I said, feedback, I appreciate it, good or bad. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. But yeah, just to recap, it's checking that bill. Oh yeah, comment. I do like it when you actually reply to me, and it's not like tumbleweed, like just bare silence. But Deborah said, yes, there should be balance. Yes, exactly. Wow, we paid off almost 100k in 3.5 years, but it took the fun factor out of life. There you go. That's the thing. Like, it does. It takes fun, but that's an amazing achievement. 100k in 3.5 years. Like, a round of applause. That is amazing. And yes, it feels fantastic coming out the other side, but yeah, see, so what I'm saying makes sense there, because Deborah's been there. She's saying the same thing I'm saying too. Sucking the fun out of life for that time. Like, I don't know, when none of us know when our time is up. Let me not try and be morbid, and God forbid, hopefully we all live long lives, yeah. But you want to make sure that you're enjoying the journey. Like, I think no matter what journey you're on in life, you want to enjoy it as much as you can. Do you know what I mean? Day to day, you should not be waiting, like, do you know what I mean, living your life waiting for that time when you finally are debt free and then you can enjoy your life. I don't think you should delay living your life, because yeah, tomorrow's not promised to any of us. So you do need to enjoy your life now. But I think the intentionality is the main thing. I think being intentional, yeah, that's the key takeaway that I want you guys to take from this video. It's the intentionality when it comes to our finances. Payday is the day to be intentional. This is my plan and this is what I'm doing with my money. So I'm in control. I'm not just being led by consumerism or by my urges to spend. It's like, no, I'm being responsible, I'm being disciplined, and yes, I'm going to give myself some kind of a fun allowance, because I work hard for my money, and I don't want to like hate my life. So yeah, I think it's so important to do it. So yeah, I'm glad that Deborah agreed. And Val says, agree. It's like going on a diet. If you continue restricting yourself, you might end up binge eating. And that is what happens to me on my days. That is literally me. Like, whenever I go on these fad diets, like, I'll be good Monday to Friday. Come Saturday, listen, everything that I didn't have on Monday to Friday, I'm eating it all on Saturday. Because yeah, too much restriction it's too much. Yeah, you need to enjoy the journey. But yeah, Veronia says that's amazing, Deborah. I definitely think there's a balance. Yeah, me too. I agree. I mean, yeah, I'm glad you agree too, Veronia. And Betty Yoon too says, wow, at Deborah, massive achievement. It's an absolutely incredible achievement. So yeah, hats off to you. But yeah, payday weekend, guys. Definitely enjoy. Have an amazing weekend. Like literally, enjoy your money. You work hard, like I said. Everyone works hard for our money, so we should enjoy it. But I think the main thing is just kind of having a plan, yeah, a conscious spending plan for that money, being intentional with where that money's going, what you're going to do with it, what your financial goals are. And yeah, just know the direction in which you're heading or where you're trying to get to. And I think that's another thing actually. I didn't put that in here because that's not what I do on payday. I don't actually write my financial goals because I already have those goals that I'm working towards. But I guess that is an important thing to do, is kind of check in with those financial goals or that financial plan that you're working towards on a regular basis. So payday, probably, to be fair, is a good day in which to do that, to check in with those goals, to be like, okay, do you know what I mean? This is where I want to be by the end of the year. By the end of the year, I want to have saved £1,000, for example. Checking in with those goals on a monthly basis would help you know exactly where you're going, and help you be intentional with the decisions that you make with that money on payday. So yeah, definitely add that to the list. That wasn't even on the list, but as I'm thinking of it now, I've just added it. But yeah, having those financial goals is so important, and kind of checking in with those goals on a regular basis too. And I think payday is probably a fantastic day to do that. But yeah, that was it for today's video. Wow, I've just literally gone on for how long? 40 minutes. Just been talking. Guys, you're not talking to me. Any questions, any comments, any feedback? What do you guys think? What's your payday routine look like? Any questions in general about anything? Because these lives, like I said before, I do them now once a month. Actually, I did one like 2 weeks ago. But then because I want to do it at the end of the month, then yeah, because I always say I'm going to do it at the end of the month. I mean, because I said I want to start doing them at the end of the month, sorry. I was like, no, actually, let me do another one today, like 2 more months. There's no harm in it, is there? I know I said once a month, but you know, you guys don't mind seeing me again, do you? 2 weeks later. But the next one now would be the last Friday of October, and then last Friday of November, etc., etc. And that's my plan moving forward, hopefully. Trying to be more, what's the word? Like, you know, when you have a plan and you stick to it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do anyway. I don't know the word that I'm thinking of, but that's what I'm trying to do. Consistency, that's it. Oh my gosh, the word was not coming. Yeah, consistency. I'm trying to be consistent and just be consistent with whatever I do. So if it's once a month I can commit to, let me just stick to that consistently, rather than what I was saying a few months ago when I said I was going to do weekly and I didn't come back again for like 3 months. That was not realistic. So yeah, I need to do that more. What would you say is a must financially prior to moving into your own flat and household? I would say having an emergency fund is very important. So having savings, having money just in case things go wrong. So like a bit about my story, God, I keep taking it back to me. But yeah, one of the things that we didn't have in place when we first bought our house was an emergency fund. So because we didn't have that buffer, when emergencies arose or when there was things that we needed to pay for, we then had to now start relying on credit. So that's when we now started taking out loans, etc., and just found ourselves in over £36,000 worth of debt. And that was because, yeah, there was no buffer. So I think before doing anything, make sure you have that foundation in place, and that foundation is having some kind of saving, some kind of a safety net, some kind of savings. Because yeah, there was a stat I read the other day, and it was like, how many? I think it's like 40%, or yeah, 40% of Brits, we have like zero savings whatsoever, and it's like debt as well. A lot of us have a lot of debt, and it's like if you're in that kind of position, then the last thing you want to do is now take on a property, because that just is another additional expense that's going to be draining your finances. So like what I was speaking about earlier in terms of the gap between our income and our expenses is our opportunity to build wealth. If all our money's being tied up in all of these fixed costs, then we don't have money to then put towards the other financial goals that we may have. So I think, yeah, getting an emergency fund in place. And when I say emergency fund, it's God forbid you lose your job tomorrow, how long can you survive without having to now go into debt? Is that at the moment, is it a week? Is it 2 weeks? Is it a month? Is it 5 months? That will kind of help you decipher where you are, whether or not you're ready to now take on a new property, because all these expenses that arise when it comes to houses, like especially flats as well. I don't know if you mean if you mean buying your own flat, but yeah, flats, they come with so many other additional costs, as like the service fees and stuff like that. I've know quite a few people that have bought flats, and they've had so many different issues with these unforeseen fees that arise beyond their control, because it's like if the roof is caved in, for example, or there's a leak in the roof, you have to pay your cut, regardless of if you're on the basement and there's like 3 floors above you. You still have to pay a part of fixing that roof. And it's all these hidden costs that arise. And if there's no kind of safety net or buffer, then that's how you just end up having to take on unnecessary debt. So I would say definitely getting some kind of safety. Know that your foundation is stable. I think that's so important. If I could have my time again, that's what I would definitely have done. And that's why before I move house again, I'm not doing it unless I know that I can afford to pay that mortgage for the next 3, 5, 6 months, even if I lost my job tomorrow. That's when I'll feel comfortable. And I guess another question to ask yourself is what's your comfortability level? Like at what point would you be comfortable? Should I say, how much emergency fund would you be comfortable with? Like, is 3 months enough? Do you, like, let's say, God forbid, you lost your job today. Are you confident that within the next 3 months you can get a new job? Or do you think, oh, maybe I'm in a more senior position, so I need 5 months in order to make sure I can secure a new job within that time? So I think it's definitely a case-by-case basis, but the main thing is to have some kind of a buffer, is what I'm basically saying. Yeah, we need to have a buffer in place. Like, yes, all our money should not be spent. We do need to save some of it, which is why I mentioned in my payday routine earlier about the fact that paying yourself first is so important. Paying yourself a percentage is important. And the more you can pay yourself, the better. Like, some people have been paying themselves like ridiculous amount. Like, when you watch some other like finance FIRE people, so when FIRE basically is acronym for financial independence, retire early, and so that's like a whole movement online where people are trying to basically save up enough money, invest enough money so that they can retire at a younger age. So then rather than retiring at like 65, people are retiring at like 35, 40, 45, etc. And it might seem crazy and not doable at first, but when you actually do the numbers and you understand the sacrifices that they're kind of making, then you realize actually it is feasible. So their savings rate is like 50% of their income, 60% of their income. How is somebody able to save 60% of their income every month? I hope I get to that stage at one point, but yeah, I'm definitely far off there from now. But that's, when you get to that kind of position, that's when you really have money to now do things and you can be more comfortable. But yeah, I think I just gone off on a tangent there. Sorry, guys. You can tell I like to talk in it. I'm literally a chatterbox my days. But yeah, glad that helped you. Oh, thank you. Where are you tuning in from, actually? Are you in the UK? International? Let me know where you're tuning in from. Also, guys, if you're still here listening to me and you haven't given it a thumbs up, if you could do me a favor and give it a thumbs up, because it really does help with the algorithms. It lets YouTube know that this is a decent video. Let me promote it to a few more people. So yeah, it definitely helps. So give it a thumbs up, please. Thank you. You see, I like when that happens, when I say it and then I see the thumbs up number go up, because then it's like, again, that tumbleweed thing that I was talking about. It's nice when people actually reply to you. But yeah, guys, that was literally it for today's video. I just wanted to talk, about payday, because it's payday weekend for most people, not for me. Again, I get paid next week. I think Tuesday I'm getting paid, but yeah, it's payday weekend for some of you. So don't blow all your money this weekend until you've kind of created that conscious spending plan that we spoke about. But once you've created that, then yeah, by all means, enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? Your money, like I said, we work hard for our money. We have a right to enjoy it. But I think, balance, moderation, and having an intentional plan is, definitely paramount, I reckon. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. It's been lovely catching up with you. Unless there's any more questions or comments or anything you guys want to say, speak now or forever hold your peace. And yeah, I'll be back same time next month. I've got another video coming out on Sunday, which is all about breaking the payday to payday cycle. Can you notice the theme that's going on this weekend? It's payday weekend, isn't it? So yeah, in that video, I'm basically sharing different things that you can do to help you break the payday to payday cycle. So yeah, it's just a few tips and tricks and things that have helped me on my financial journey. And I hope it will help you guys too, because yeah, that's what I'm really passionate about. Like during my digital detox, a couple of months ago, it was something that I was really sitting down thinking about. It's like, okay, what do you want to actually achieve on this YouTube channel? Like, how are you going to bring value to other people? How do you want to be of service? Like, what is your thing? What is your passion? What is your purpose on this platform? And that was one of the things that I really felt compelled to talk about more, and something that really is important to me and I really care about. I'm like, no, I really, really want to help people when it comes to their money, because that is, it's such a big thing to be able to like be empowered and know what we're doing with our money and be intentional with our money, and know how to help our money to grow and know how to budget and manage our finances. Like the sense of peace that you have when you're intentional with your money and know what you're doing. I just want that for everybody out there, which is why I'm like, no, I'm going to share all this kind of content on my channel moving forward, and hopefully more people watch it and more people are like, actually, yeah, I can go and do this too. I can actually create a budget for my money. I don't need to be scared when payday comes or think, oh my gosh, I've got all these bills and not enough money to cover it. Actually, maybe if I cut back on this category, then maybe I can take that money and put it to this category. And all that kind of stuff is what I'm really passionate about sharing. So yeah, that is it. Yes, being intentional is so important. I haven't even meant important, but yeah, it is intentionality. Oh yeah, look, she just corrected it. So thanks, Val. Yeah, intentionality was the game changer for me. Literally being intentional with where my money's going. Like, you're gonna go here, you're gonna go there, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Like, tell that money where to go, guys. Like, literally tell it where to go. Don't just be like sucked in by, all these adverts on Instagram saying, come and buy this, come and buy that, buy this, buy that. By all means, again, if you've allocated that fund money, buy whatever you like, but don't just buy now and then think about the consequences later. Like, no, be intentional. Intentionality is, yeah, that is the takeaway from this video, guys. We're going to be intentional with our money this month. It's a new month. October is coming. We can literally start the month strong with a plan for that money and be intentional with how we manage it. And if you guys literally have any questions or need any help getting started with your budget, or you're thinking, okay, Tolu, this is how much I've got, I don't know how the best place to allocate it. I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not going to give you financial advice, but I can share what works for me and things, yeah, just ideas and ways to kind of cut back on your budget to kind of make it stretch. Because I think a lot of times our spending doesn't align with our values or our goals. And I think when we really get clear on what our goals are, then we can be more intentional with where we put our money. And yeah, that's something, again, that I really like to help people with and talk about. So again, if you want to have that chat, DM me, drop me an email. We can have that conversation offline, because yeah, I just want us to be empowered when it comes to our finances. But yeah, that's it. I like talking about money, as you can tell, because I've just been talking for the past 50 minutes. Do you know what? I'm just thinking about it. This is kind of similar to me then doing Money Talks. I don't know why I was stressed about doing it next week, but I think I'll be all right. I feel like because it's a show, it feels like it should be a bit more showy, I guess. But I guess it's just another chat, isn't it? Just on a different platform. So yeah, I'll be live again next week, actually. If you want to come and join me on Instagram, I'll be there next week, Thursday at 8 o'clock, and we'll be talking about something else. But yeah, I'll tell you about that when I post the flyer on my Instagram page. But yeah, if you're not subscribed, guys, and you're here watching, then hit that subscribe button before you go. And that is me out for today. I will be back. Well, I won't be back live here until next month, but I'll be up with a video, or I'll have a video up on my channel on Sunday for you to go and watch. Yeah. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Signing out. Hope you have a lovely evening and an amazing weekend, and wish me luck for this car boot sale tomorrow. Hopefully I'm able to sell something, and yeah, hopefully make a little bit of money from all this clutter that I have in my house. So I'll let you guys know how that goes in that vlog. But yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. Enjoy your evening. Oh, thank you, Val. Really appreciate it. You too, Tolly. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you. Have an amazing weekend. Have a fantastic week. And yeah, see you guys on Sunday for my next video. And if you want to catch me live, I'll be over on Instagram next week, Thursday at 8 p.m. So yeah, good night, guys. Bye. Thanks, Holly. Very informative. You're welcome, Stephen. Good night. Have a good weekend. Bye, guys.